Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Rachel, the Modern Shaman. And if you are unfamiliar with my work, I would love for you to go visit my website, themodernshaman.net. I wanted to make a quick video kind of updating you guys on what I released last time, which was the announcement of the Peru trip. I'm really excited about this kind of next phase in something that Spirit is calling me to offer. I wanted to get back on here and talk about Peru and give you guys some updates as I'm getting them. One of which is I don't have a budget update. Many of you guys have written in and said, yes, I want to do this. Let me know how much it costs so I can budget. And I totally get you. I am exactly the same. My kids all have trips, my family has trips, and we always like set aside a little bit each month to plan accordingly, so it doesn't hit you like a Big Mac truck. So I am in touch with someone in Peru that is a wonderful kind of technical organizer, and he is going to help me kind of get all the pricing from the hotels that I've chosen and the locations. So I'll be in touch and share that with you all. If you're interested, please let me know. And you can respond on here, or you can send me an email or whatever. I'm keeping a list of people that are interested in joining the trip. And I will let you know pricing so that we can kind of announce it and start planning and preparing on the financial front. But what I wanted to share with you also was kind of my intention so that you can make sure that vibrationally you align with why we are going, what's going to happen, and kind of my thinking and modality around travel. Because when I feel that Spirit has called me to certain places, I truly believe they are a sacred spiritual pilgrimage. And so it's going to be run like a pilgrimage. So we will have very clear intention that we meditate on before we go. And I would like to begin that kind of maybe about 4 or 5 months before the trip actually takes place, before we step foot on that sacred ground. I want to prepare our heart space and our frequency to get in alignment with the vibrations and frequencies of those ancient people groups and the stones and the land itself. And so we will have group meditations that I'm going to lead probably once a month leading up to the trip to set our body, mind, and spirit in alignment with what it is that we're going to accomplish or to align with there. And that is a very direct and sacred space to be in when we approach travel this way, that we are going there for a spiritual reason. Part of what I love about these sacred sites when I visited them myself, first of all, Spirit was just like loud and clear calling me to these places. And I recognized, and I shared this before in other videos, that these are places that have ancient memories for me. And that doesn't always mean that I was there in a past life or that I'm there in a parallel life. But it does mean that the ancient codes and memories that are stored within those stones, because so much of the stones and the piezoelectric quartz within that, the stone work on those sites stores memory that is being asked to be activated at this time, that is being asked to be brought forward. And for those that have the capacity of multidimensional memory or activation, which first of all, I believe we all have capacity, but some of us are more cognizant of it and language it more and share it with people and are not embarrassed about it. Or maybe we're embarrassed, but we share it anyways. And so if that is you, I believe these sites like call to us so that they may speak through that memory and bring it forth so that we don't kind of experience cataclysm like at one time happened on these sites, or because they're kind of bringing forward this memory that's important for us to integrate right now in our civilizations and our memories in our everyday life, in the way that we raise our children, in the way that we house our citizenship, in the way that we interact with other humankind. So that's part of it. And also being on those physical sites, when we walk into them, I kind of have this mentality with when I travel to these sacred pilgrimage places, and I will do one day in the site, and then I will do another day in the site for integration. So where we don't do anything. I realized really quickly when I started going to these very highly potent energetic centers that I really, especially if you're empathic and you're picking up on so much information non-physically, I needed a day to integrate that, to be like not going and not doing. And so the way that I'm going to structure this is that I will have a day where we go to the sites, we meditate at the sites, or we chant and we drum at the sites, we have ceremony at the sites, or we are having star ceremony outside, or we are having yoga where we are moving it through the body and the energetic channels throughout the body, aligning with the energetic chakras of the earth. And then we will have a day where we do nothing. So I may have 2 days at each site, one of the days which is active, one which is inactive for the body, and is to where you do not have anything that you are required to do, so that you may integrate, contemplate, and receive that integration with a little bit more grace and smoothness before we move on to the next site. I learned that very quickly, that it can feel very overwhelming and you can miss some of the information if you don't really give yourself time to process it and integrate and communicate. So that's the way I'm going to structure it. Like one day we're going to 3 sacred sites in particular. Sacsayhuaman, which is in Cusco, and Ollantaytambo, which is in the city of Ollantaytambo, and then Machu Picchu. And these kind of sacred valley sites, which all are inclusive of stones and information stored within those stone locations, threshold portal activations and locations there, and sacred star alignment and energetic centers. So those locations in particular, that's kind of what I'm going to do, is do a day of activations, a day active, and then a day of integration where we don't have anything planned. If you travel with family or whatnot, then you may travel, and do your own little touristy things on those days. It's up to you. But that's the way that I intend to lead this time. And I'm really excited about joining in this and the community that will create. It's always a bit like a family and a nucleus, a unit itself that has its own energetic pulse, it has its own heartbeat, it has its own entity that's created in creation. So if that is something that you're drawn to or hear Spirit calling you towards, I would love to hear from you. I want to get a group. Right now we're at about 10, but I am thinking about bringing my family, my children, and letting them come along, and then we'd be about 20 because I have a big family. So reach out, let me know if you're interested in this trip and if Spirit has something on your heart that it's calling you towards. Blessings.